It's okay. In this class, I'm going to give the brief introduction about the thermal engineering 2 subject. We already know thermal engineering 2 is a continuation of the thermal engineering 1, what we have gone through in the last semester. And before going to start this thermal engineering 2, first we have to see some things here. The thing is that from the beginning of your engineering, we in the 2-1 we have the thermodynamics subject. That is a basic subject for all the thermal subjects what we are going to hide in the throughout the portion of the BTech. So the thermal engineering 2 is also one of the derivative of the thermodynamics. Here we are going to see the uh, gas power cycles and vapor power cycles. In this thermal engineering 2, it will briefly discuss about the gas power cycle and vapor power cycle. Vapor power cycle is nothing but a steam power cycle. Gas power cycle means what is the power cycles we are using to run the gas turbines and aeroplanes. In this total subject, we are going to discuss about vapor cycles and gas power cycles. The first 3 units of this particular subject will be discussed about the gas power cycle, that is nothing but steam power plant. About the 3 units, we are having the 3 units about a gas power cycle, that is nothing but steam power plant. And after we are having the gas power cycles. On the gas power cycles, we have the 2 things. One is gas turbines, which we are using for the auxiliary power plants, and second one is the aeroplanes, what we are using for the missiles and some passenger aeroplanes. So this is about the syllabus of the subject. And before going to straight away into the subject, I will give you one. I'll give you one to here. See, these are the types of power plants we have. Already I said that in this subject, we are having the vapor power cycles and gas power cycles. Vapor power cycles are nothing but the steam power cycles which are adapted to run the thermal power plants. Okay, before going to see the deep into the subject, first we are getting some overall knowledge about this particular subject. For that, we need the knowledge of the types of power plants. Actually, we have many types of power plants in the society and in the world to generate the electrical power. The electrical power generation is going through these many types. You can see the types here. We have in the thermal power plants, we have the hydro power plants, and we have the wind power plants, and we have geothermal power plants, solar power plants, and tidal power plants, nuclear power plants, and gas turbine plants, and diesel power plants. So these are the number of types of power plants we are having here. But even though this many number of power cycles are available in the society, if you consider the India, if you discuss about the what is the power generation scenario of the India, the power generation scenario of the India will be mostly depends on the thermal power plants only. Even though we are having the number of types of power generation units, the most of the power, electricity power, what is required for run the India is about to 80 to 85 percentage, 80 to 85 percentage of the power will be generated by the thermal power plants only. So if you take a look on another types of power plants, what are the another types of power plants we have other than the thermal power plants? That is hydro power plants, wind power plants, geothermal power plants. These are what these will be greatly depends on the geographical stations and parameters of the geographical stations, and also weather condition, and also these will be influenced by the seasonal effects. For example, if you take the hydro power plants, these hydro power plants are based on the water resources. For example, if you have the good rains about the season of the rainy, in particular in the rainy season, in the June, July, August, September, if you got the expected rains, if all the rivers and dams are full with the with the water, then you can run the hydro power plants throughout the year. But if you see the present day, if you see the present world weather scenario, because of the pollutions, because of some unwanted mistakes what we done by the human beings, the weather cycle has disturbed. We don't know when the rain will come, we don't know when the sunny will come, we don't know when it will be like winter, when we don't know when it will be like hot. We can't expect. But in previous years, when you take a look on to the 30 to 50 years before or 100 years before, there is a particular schedule of the cycle. That means what if you see June, July, August, September are the rainy season, and the same way October, November, December, January is what it is called winter. Then 4 months will be summer, like February, March, April, May. So there's a particular stipulated schedules were there for the different 3 seasons. But right now, where we are existing in this particular world, we can't predict the seasons. We can't predict the rains and we can't predict the seasons. So if these kind of things are happening, if one in the 1 year in the particular 1 year, if there is no rains, we can't run the hydro power plants. And similarly, these wind power plants, geothermal, solar, all will be greatly affected by the seasons and weathers. Seasons and weathers. But we don't have certain control over the all these types of power plants. But when you take a look on the thermal power plant, thermal power plants, we can have a certain control. Why? Because it is artificial one. What we are doing, just we are giving the coal supply, from there we are generating the electrical power. So all the things will be in our control, unless until if you don't have a scarcity of the coal, or if you don't have the scarcity of the fuel what we are using in the thermal plant. In the thermal power plants, what is the fuel we are using? In thermal power plants, we are using the coal as a fuel. If you have the plenty sources of the coal, so they don't have any problem with thermal power plants. So until we get the source, we can run the power plant. But if you take the look on other types of power plant, they will greatly depends on the seasons, they will greatly depends on the climates. So we can't predict the things. So if anybody asks, for example, we have the Transco Genco. What is Genco? Genco is a department of power generation. So what they will do, they will organize the power generations, they will manage the power generations. So if, for example, if anybody asks the Genco to, so how much megawatts of power can you able to generate in this particular year by the hydro power plant, if this is a straight question to the Genco will not answer. What they will say, for example, if the rains are well and good, with this much of power we can generate. If the rains are not good, we don't have anything to do. We are helpless, like that they will say. So this is the problem we are having the other power plant. So that is the reason among this many types, thermal power plants are the superiors. Thermal power plants are the superiors. Why? Because we are generating 80 to 85% of the power with the help of the thermal power plants only. So that it got importance. So it is having that much of importance, so that we are having the syllabus of thermal power plants in our engineering. As a mechanical engineer, you should know what are the basic components of the thermal power plant and their workings and their specifications and all the things you should know. Why? Because, for example, if you got the job in the power sector, you should know all these particular things. If you see the mechanical curriculum, we have the different streams we have. For example, you have the design sector. In the design sector, we are working with the CADs and tools and these kind of things. We have the production sector. What we are doing in the production sector, we are working with the lathes, latest CNCs. We are working with the castings, and we are having the thermal stream. In the thermal stream, what we are doing, we are working with the turbines, generators, and aeroplanes. We are working with the IC engines. We are working with the power plants. These are all come under the thermal stream. So that as a mechanical engineer, we should have the complete idea on this particular 3 streams: design, production, and thermal. And if you consider thermal is having the many applications in the society. For example, right now, if you see the HVAC, anybody heard of the HVAC? Hello? Please, people, can you unmute yourself and you can answer? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Sir.
Anybody knows the HVAC? HVAC?
No, sir.
HVAC, right? HVAC is the current software which we are using to design the air conditioning system for the shopping malls. For example, in the previous years, if you go for 30 to 40 years back, only we have the uncustomized ACs. Uncustomized ACs means, for example, if you want to provide the air conditioning for particular building, particular room, there will be designed units like what there will be some 2 tons of ACs, 3 tons of ACs, 100 tons of ACs, like that. So these are already pre-designed units. So what you have to do, you have to go to the particular designs and you have to select which is suitable for your purpose. For example, if you are selecting AC for the home, so 1 ton and 2 ton will be okay. For example, if you're selecting for the ACs for the shopping malls, there you have to use 100 tons, 150 tons, like that. So according to the room sizes and according to the areas, we used to select the ACs which are available, which are already designed and available. We don't have customization choice in this particular ACs in the before the time of 30 to 40 years. But right now the scenario has changed. The scenario has changed. Why? Because if you have the particular designs, when you're selecting the particular designs already available from the already available, sometimes the AC which you have selected will be short for your application. Sometimes it will be more for your application. Sometimes you can get the scarcity of air condition. Sometimes you will get the excess of air condition. When it will happen, when you select the things from already available, it is not customized. But scenario is changed. Why? Because if you see the sizes of the shopping malls, the sizes of the shopping malls is very high right now. If you see the Big Bazaar, if you see the Mega Mart, if you see the IKEA, you can imagine the IKEA is 4 to 5 floors in the Gachibowli. 4 to 5 floors. So, for example, for that 4 to 5 floors, it is about to thousands of square feet construction. For that, simply by selecting the units, we can't provide the air condition. For that, it should have some customized air condition. Customized air condition according to the square feet, according to the windows available, according to the doors available, according to the people, number of people, how many they are going to associate with that particular shop. So we should have the customized design. So in that view, what they have done, they invented HVAC. HVAC means what? Heat, ventilation, and load conditions. HVAC means heat, ventilation, and load conditions. So what they will do, for example, if you want to provide air conditioner for a particular shop, the team will come. The HVAC team will come. HVAC team will come, and they will measure all areas. They will count a number of doors. They will see the facing of the building, whether it is south faced, whether it is north faced, whether it is west faced, whether it is east faced. According to the facing also, the heat which is available in the shop will be increased or decreased. So they will take all this into the consideration, and they will design that one customized AC unit for the shops. For Big Bazaar, Reliance, for all the things, these are customized AC designs we are having. If you have the interest, you can see at the backside of all the shopping mall buildings, we can see some silver color pipes, and some condensers will be placed in the back of the building. Sometimes in the beneath of the building, we can see that is a system which is providing the air conditioning for the building. That is customized one. That is what? Customized one. So that if you working as a HVAC engineer, you should know all the things about the air conditioning. You should know all the things about the refrigeration. I think in the last semester, you have gone through the air conditioning and the refrigeration. In that you have seen the VCR, vapor compression cycle, you have seen, and also you have seen VAR, vapor absorption cycle, and we gone through the what kind of load calculation we should consider while you calculating the amount of heat generated in the BTUs, like that. So as a engineer, as a mechanical engineer, you should have the complete idea of the thermal stream and production and design. Whatever I'm saying, when you go to the job site, this will be very difficult. Without knowing the knowledge, you can't survive in the jobs right now. Why? Because you know what is the competition we are having. For one job, lakhs of fellows are applying for the job. If there is one job, how many fellows are applying? Lakhs of fellows. Have you seen the previous 3-4 years? 8 PhD students were applied to constable job. 8 PhD students were applied to constable. So what? Because now the India is consisting number of graduates which are more than the job, which are a lot more than job. So that if you want to survive in the market, If you want to survive in the job set, you should have the complete knowledge, not for the doing the JNTU exams, not for the doing the assignments what are given by the faculty. That is not enough. You should have complete knowledge of the all streams which are available in your mechanical engineering. For a mechanical engineer, we are having the three streams. One is design, one is production, and one is thermal. In the thermal, this is a one basic subject, that is what thermal engineering 2. In this thermal engineering 2, we are going to uh, discuss about the thermal power plants and its components and their working and their cycles. Okay, this is about importance of the thermal power plants. And next, we are going to see the so this is the introduction of the thermal power plant. We know that, as all we know that steam power cycles are used in thermal power plants. Already we have seen what is the importance of thermal power plant. Thermal power plant importance is what? Nearly 80 to 85% of the power we are generating by the thermal power plants only. So that it is very important. So in this introduction, we are saying thermal power plants are using the steam power cycles, and thermal power plants are used to generate the electrical power. And this is the layout of the thermal power plant. Are you seeing, ma'am? Are you getting the image? Hello?
Sir.
All of you. You're getting the image?
Yes, sir. Getting, sir.
That is what? That is a
Yes,
layout
getting,
of
sir.
that is a layout of thermal power cycle. In that layout, what are the typical components we are having? One is boiler, turbine, condenser, and pump. Okay, these are the basic layout. This is a basic layout of a thermal pump. I don't want to go deep into this one. When I discuss about something, then I will go to the deep. This is general. I am showing that, sir. Next, we are going to see the syllabus of the thermal engineering 2. So this is the syllabus of the thermal engineering 2. First unit is about first unit is what you see. Here we are having the first unit. First unit is steam power plant. Basic. See here we are having steam power plant. Second unit is, see, this is first unit here. I'm rounding up. See, first unit, it is having the two parts. One is steam power plant, basic layout of the steam power plant, and the second part is boilers. Already we have seen in the previous diagram, there are four components are there in the power plants. One is boiler, turbine, condenser, and pump. So here in the first unit, it is introduction about the basic layout, and half of the unit will be discussing about the boilers. Okay, na? Next, if you come to the second unit, second unit is discussing about the steam nozzles here. I'm rounding up here. That is steam nozzle. And third unit is about the steam turbines. These are all components of the steam power plants. This boiler, steam nozzle, and the turbines. These are all what? Components of the steam power cycle. So third unit is about the steam turbines, and fourth unit is about the steam condenser. Half of the fourth unit is about what? Steam condensers, and half of the fourth unit is about the gas turbines. Here the particular third years are very fortunate here. Why? Because you are very lucky fellows. Why? Because already this gas turbines is discussed in the earlier semester. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
So you saved 10 marks here already. In the fourth unit, half part is gas turbine. This is already discussed in the 2-2.
Thermal engineering 1.
In thermal engineering 1, you have seen it. So that you will be very happy. Half unit is already known to you. So this is about the fourth unit. Next, fifth unit is fifth unit. I will show fifth unit. Fifth unit is here. We can see fifth unit. That is jet propulsions. Fifth unit is jet propulsions. See, this is the fifth unit, that is jet propulsions. See, this is fifth unit. This is the jet propulsions. Jet propulsions is nothing but aeroplanes. Right? Jet propulsion is nothing but what? Aeroplanes. Jet propulsion is nothing but aeroplanes and rockets and missiles what we are using. This is about the syllabus of the TE2. I think we are running out of the time. So this is about the syllabus. The syllabus mostly discuss about the components of the thermal power plants, about 2-3 units, and after from the 4th unit it is starting about the gas power cycle, and then 5th unit is rockets and jet propulsions. This is about our syllabus, and then I will show you one video. Okay, na? Just you go through that particular video. Just I will give you that particular video here. And one more thing, Array. Meanwhile, you do one thing, right? Just you post your rule number in the chat box. Why? Because some of the fellows are having different names, na? So that you do one thing. You just post your rule number in the chat box. Please, all of you, post your by seeing the video. Just while going through this video, please post your roll numbers in the chat box. Please, guys, all of you listen to me. Are you getting me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, na? Have you seen the video?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, I will show here. I will see. This is a part of see. I'm rounding up this area now. This area is called boiler. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
This area is called boiler. This area is called boiler. Here we are giving the coal as a input. Coal powder. Coal in the manner of powder. Coal in the manner of powder. We are giving input here to the burners. The coal will burn, and while it is burning, it will give lot of heat here. Now, what these blue color tubes are there now? These tubes are carrying the water here. These tubes are carrying the water. So when coal burning and giving the heat, that heat will be go to the water here. Now water will be converted into steam here. This one is steam now. Where I am giving some marks here now. This area is steam. This is what? This is steam. Now what is happening here? With the help of the burning of the coal, we are converting water into steam. Now this steam is going to the turbine. This is called turbine. Okay now? Hello guys. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
See,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
this one is turbine. What I am giving here. This one is turbine. So what is happening here? Steam is going into the turbine, and it is running the turbine. While it is running the turbine, it is connected to the generator. This one is generator. What I am rounding up, this one is generator. Now, when steam is running the turbine is running the generator. Now, generator is producing the electricity power. It is giving to the power lines. And then the expanded steam. This one is what? This one is expanded steam. This expanded steam is going to the condenser. This area is condenser area. So again, this steam is converting into the water. Again, the water is going into the boiler. This is the cycle. This is a cycle of what? Steam power cycle. Okay. And in further classes, we will go through the more detailed. No problem. You don't worry. This is only a brief introduction. This is the running of a power cycle. And after that, all of you posted your numbers in the chat box.
Post.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you will miss the attendance, man. Okay, now I'm not responsible for that. Okay. And by this, I'm going to conclude this particular class. Why? Because it's about 40 minutes only now in the Zoom. It is allowing the 40 minutes
Yes,
only.
sir.
Okay. I'm concluding the class. Okay. You just post your number and you can leave the meeting. You can post your numbers and leave the meeting. If you have any queries, guys. Hello.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any queries also, if time is not sufficient, you just write on the notes and you can ask in the further classes. Don't hesitate to ask the doubts. Okay, Nara?
Okay, sir.
మీకు ఎన్ని సార్లు అడగాలంటే అన్ని సార్లు అడగండి, మనకు అర్థమైందాక చెప్పించుకుంటాం. ఓకే, యూ డోంట్ హావ్ ఎనీ లిమిటేషన్ ఆఫ్ క్లాసెస్. ఓకే, ఐదర్ వీ కెన్ గో త్రూ, మనకు కావాలంటే ఎక్స్ట్రా క్లాసెస్ కూడా తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే,
Okay, sir.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, sir. Bye.